Welcome to our Bitcoin and CeFi update. I'm Cameron, your host and the founder of Lotus Creek Management. We cover the latest developments so you can stay informed on the top highlights. Through our company magazine, we release our free digital issue at the end of every financial quarter. Print editions are available for $15. Links are provided below. If you like our work, share, hit the like button, subscribe, or read our magazine. Now, on to the show. What's going on, everyone? Let's get into the show and talk about Bitcoin. Bitcoin breaking already just in a week and a half span. It's up 40%. Bitcoin was trading right after Christmas at about the $23,000 range. This is late December. This is late December, like I said, in the early hours of Christmas Day on the 25th Central Time. Bitcoin goes on a massive tear. The EMA 5-day just starts crushing it over both the 30 and the 90. But the main thing here is just over a week span, the Bitcoin price is a little over a week is already up over 40%. I know I started with the tail, the dessert first, right? But if we go back and we look at the beginning of December, it trades in about a $2,000 range between $19,000 and $17,000. Nothing unusual for Bitcoin. No real big trend on the hourly chart. A slight pickup over late November. December 1st, the trend calms down and trades flat for the couple days between late December the 4th all the way until the 8th. So about 2 days, trades flat. We have a slight sell-off. It hits just in that trend. It hits a low about 17,000. Like I said, it's still within that $17,000 range, and then we get a slight pickup going into the 14th, 15th. Then we get a huge trend pickup in the middle of the month between the 16th all the way until the 21st, where it levels off. We get some sell-off, trades sideways, a slight uptrend just for a couple days between the 21st and the 23rd. And again, this is where we get into some really interesting times that we had previously talked about, going from the 24th onto Christmas Day. The early hours of Christmas morning Central Time, we see huge pickup. Again, a 40% increase in price just in the span of a week. And so we're seeing, again, major institutional adoption and liquidity crisis shortage as well, because of so many institutional players coming into the scene. Coinbase retail investors are paying a premium on prices, on Bitcoin prices. We have PayPal, we have Grayscale. Grayscale is another big one that's doubled their flows, their inflows already. I think they started with $2 billion, and now they have, at the beginning of this year, now they have over $20 billion in assets under management. So you're seeing some really big pickup at these institutional players, and I think that is what's driving this rally so far. So still, there could be tons of room to grow. If you look at Plan B, stock to flow analysis, he's predicting prices all the way to 55,000 at the end of 2021. So we still have at least 20,000 according to his analysis so far, but we're trading really pretty much roughly in line with his stock to flow analysis so far. So it seems some of it is mathematics, absolutely, but again, that's one half of the equation. You have your supply side, and then you also have the demand side. Obviously, institutional investors are buying in mass, so we have some great demand drivers as well. So if we look at the hourly chart, and you go back to the 1 day chart, you can see the EMA 530 and the 90 as well follows this trend with the hourly. Trade sideways at the beginning of the month, and then pretty clear indicators there. And then if you want to look at the weekly chart as well, you can clearly see that, you know, if you reposition on a weekly basis, you can see it trades pretty flat through the first half of the quarter. You know, October, November, and then you just see really starting in November, you see a big pickup, and then just a extremely big pickup right here in the, like I said earlier, in the last week and a half. So definitely interesting times right now for the Bitcoin price. And the crazy part about this rally as well, I like to overlay the volume metric and also the volume oscillator, because it's crazy, not crazy, it's just you get some very good insight looking at that as well. So if you can see here, in the beginning of the month, even though it traded roughly, not, I mean, in Bitcoin terms, relatively flat. Not, I mean, the volatility is definitely there, but it's interesting to see, if you see here at the beginning of the month, you know, huge seller. Yeah, we had a huge sell-off here. Okay, this is at the end of the month, huge sell-off. It says it's oversold, but steady. And then you have another one right here. Price doesn't move, or the trend line doesn't move that much. Steady, 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 steady. Here is where it gets interesting, going from the middle of December. Remember, we see that huge trend line between December 16th all the way to the 18th is when it starts to level out. But massive, so we see massive buys. So starting at the beginning of December, we see massive buy orders on the 16th. It does pump the price going into the 17th that day, but then we see some huge some sell-off, some huge sell-off on the 17th, but the price still goes up, and it doesn't, and the price finally stabilizes going into the 18th. So what's crazy is that even with huge market sell-offs, there's enough buyer demand in the market right now to offset the sell-offs. So that should go to show, or could tell the market that, hey, it doesn't really matter. The market is still long-term on this asset right now. Going forward, and then here we see some sell-offs again on the 21st. That's notable, a notable sell-off since the 17th, but still, I mean, it does drag the price down that day, okay? But it doesn't really shake it that long, because if you see here, going into the 22nd, 23rd, 24th, okay, no real, I mean, some decent sell-off on the 23rd, but price holds steady. The price holds steady. Then going on to the, again, that big Christmas upturn, okay, we see some good buy orders, a little sell-off, as you can see here. So the sell-off kind of starts, well, it does start on the 27th, and then finally craters out onto the late that day on the 27th, and then we hit some more craters on the 28th, but nothing out of the normal, just pretty low vol, pretty standard on the oscillator as well. And then here, which is crazy because we get a nice uptrend, okay? Nothing crazy about the price over this time, mind you, as far as the volume and the oscillator shows. But then we get some huge spike right here, some huge buy orders between the beginning of this month, at the beginning of January, and then we did see the price or the volume level off. As you can see here on the oscillator, there's a sharp sell-off, or a sharp drop-off. Okay, so demand has diminished, but you can see here price is still going up. And you can see here, just going into the today, January 3rd, earlier today, we did have some sell-off, okay? We had some slight sell-off, and we're back into the 32, 33 range. But the market is looking tremendously healthy right now. The market looks tremendously bullish. So stay tuned for more updates.